Welcome back, guys. I'll go ahead and open these up, but there's something really cool about the Apple Watch Hermès that my wife got. She made a sound when she saw this originally. Right there. This guy is the first Hermès watch that is in a space black. We're super excited to open it, see what it looks like. My wife is literally bouncing as I look over at her. All right, let's go ahead and open this guy up. This is the Apple Watch. This is Series 5, 44 millimeter stainless steel case. The Étain / Béton single tour. Sorry for pronunciation. All right, I'm gonna slide it like that for a second. It slides out of the side here. There's the top piece and the bottom piece. And let's get this guy open too. That box is a really nice black box. Super cool. Slides out as well. And there we go. All right, so quite a bit on the boxes here. I think that's all in frame. And let's do this guy real quick. This opens up. Oh no, we gotta pull that open. I don't think I had to do that last year. And we have designed by Apple in California and Hermès in Paris. Then we have our watch or our charging cables. If you watch my iPhone video, you'll see me say, hey, we don't need as many of these as we have. We have our Apple Watch charger. And then we have the Apple Watch face right here in a nice protective cover. 44 millimeter written on the back, and that pops out. All right, so I'll set that aside. Inside here, we have a couple bands. Let's see here. This is the new leather band that I have that came with this watch. This is a really nice dual tone. It's got a beautiful piece of artwork on the left-hand side here, and then it has a nice little tan on the right, grayish tan. And inside here, we have, designed by Apple, some user guide stuff, and some limited warranty information. And let's see, I'm ridiculous. I set this aside and there is the sport band. I was like, I think there's a sport band in here. So let's see here. There it is, Apple Watch Hermès orange sport band. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Now while that's turning on, let's go ahead and open up the black one. So we have Apple Watch Hermès. This is her double tour band. This is trust me, she is opening this right now. I know it's me physically doing the opening, but she is right here watching this and she just gasped. She loves this. One of the things I think she loves most about it is the space black adapters on the side of the watch. She's really enjoying that band. And then, so this is Apple Watch. I'm gonna set that aside. And if we open this up, we have, designed by Apple in California. We have the interesting black sport band. So instead of shipping it with the Hermès sport band, they shipped it with a black one. I'm trying to look at it, see if it looks any different than the standard black one. I don't know that it does. It does have a black little piece here. The current black one, so this is my black band. I would say it looks a little different in here. Maybe this is just age, but it looks softer, a little bit softer than the current band I have. And then instead of having a stainless steel pin, it has the black stainless steel pin to match the watch. And then you have the watch face. Interesting thing, I think iFixit did a teardown of the 40 millimeter Apple Watch Series 5, and they found that this actually has a 10% bigger battery than the prior model. So this is gonna have better battery life. There is the new stainless steel black Hermès watch. Let's go ahead and turn that on. All right, so that is turning on. I'll set this aside. And while these turn on, let's throw this band on. I'm gonna do it upside down because I end up with this button on the other side. That's a personal preference. So I'm gonna put that on the bottom, which will become the top later. And then for hers, little plastic that pulls off right there. We'll do this correctly. This part goes on the top, I believe. And this goes on the bottom. I'm just gonna let it come off screen there for a second. All right, so Apple Watch, we need to set these up. The first thing they're asking me to do is pull my iPhone near it. So I just sort of brought them next to each other, waiting for something to happen. Nothing happened, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up my phone. And there we go. So I did have to open it up. It's asking me if I would like to set up this Apple Watch, so I'll just tap continue. It asks me to scan. This is actually very helpful because this one came on right now and saying, hey, do you want to set up this one or this one? And I do, okay. So my Apple Watch is now paired. It's asking me if I want to set it up as a new watch or restore it from a backup. I'll go ahead and choose restore from backup. So I'm going to go ahead and touch the very top watch there, tap continue. So it's verifying my Apple ID password there. While that's setting up, oh, shared settings. Do I want to use my watch for location services, find my iPhone, Siri, and analytics? Yes, I do. Apple Watch passcode. So it's asking me to create a passcode, and it's allowing me to do a long passcode if I want. I think I'll do a long passcode. I'm getting to the point where I just let my phone unlock it. And something you may have noticed, because it's restoring from my backup, it went ahead and flipped the crown onto my left-hand side. So I'll go ahead and create a passcode real quick. All right, so I've done my passcode. Yes, I want to keep my watch up to date automatically. Yes, I want to use Apple Pay, but I will set this up in my watch app later. Emergency SOS, please go ahead and use that feature. I do have cellular on my current Apple Watch. Because of the time taken to set that up, I think I'm going to set this up later, so I'll skip this step. Clock faces, tells me I can customize stuff, so I'll go ahead and tap continue. And they are syncing my stuff over. So while that syncs over, and we get immediately asking us to set it up, so we'll tap continue. We'll scan the little image there. It's taking a moment to scan. All right, I had to tilt it so that the light from outside didn't mess it up. Restore from backup on her watch as well. Choose her currently paired Apple Watch. And this is, I mean, the 40 millimeter here with this double tour, this is a really beautiful watch. I know that the ridge here, this is gonna get a little bit looser after, or, you know, it'll get worn in by my wife's wrist as she wears that, but it's gonna look something like this on her wrist. It's a really, really nice look. She has some other bands. This is her previous Apple Watch. And you can see, so we'll use this band. And this is the stainless steel. This is the space black stainless steel. One of the things that she's wondered is if she'll be able to switch out the stainless steel on these. She's wanted to have black stainless steel on these for a while. Her very first Apple Watch was actually this guy right here. This is the space black first generation stainless steel Apple Watch in the 38 millimeter, I believe. So she loved this one, but she doesn't really wear this band ever because it was black and she didn't want to wear that with the stainless steel. So she sort of hasn't really used this band very much, but I think that band's going to get some new use. And I know it's possible, or I've seen online that it might be possible to undo this and switch this, but that would take a lot to switch that between each of these every time. So we're hoping that maybe we'll be able to figure out how to get some space black adapters for these things and put that on to these other bands for her. So we'll have to take a look at how that all works out on our side. All right, while these load up, I was thinking, just if you've never owned an Apple Watch before, what is this screen showing us? So this does say Apple Watch Basics. The very first thing, there's a display walkthrough. It tells you tap to select, swipe to scroll and move, and press firmly to get different watch faces or for more options depending on the screen you're on. There's a little detail about the digital crown. It talks that you can press to return to the watch face, and that you press and hold to talk to Siri, and that you can turn to scroll it, zoom, or adjust depending on the screen that you're on. Tap down there. On the left-hand side of mine, most of you will probably have it on the right-hand side like my wife does. The side button, you press to show the dock. You double click it to activate Apple Pay, and you press and hold to bring up your medical ID, your emergency SOS, and your power. If you're getting one of these devices, I definitely recommend setting up your medical ID and setting up your emergency SOS. We live in a connected world right now. Why not take advantage of that and make sure that we don't fall down a cliff on accident and not be able to get the help that we have when we have the technology on our wrists. My wife's beat mine. I started hers later. It says your watch is ready. Press the digital crown to start. So I'll press the digital crown on the right-hand side here. It vibrated at me and very slowly went into her primary screen. This is the screen she had prior to today. And let's see here. If I swipe through, it shows us the different watch faces that she had. But if I want to, maybe they introduced some new watch faces. So I can go through here to the very end and tap new. There is a Noir watch face on this one. I have not seen this. I wonder if I'm going to have that on mine. That is a really cool looking watch face. As the second timer is running by, it's just sort of moving this gradient on the background. So the second hand, as it swipes, it's sort of moving this gradient. It's really cool. What other watch faces are on here? So we'll tap new. We can use the digital crown to scroll through here. So you've got your standard Hermès watch face, your activity analog, activity digital, astronomy, breathe, California, that's a new one, chronograph, color, explorer, fire and water, gradient, this is sort of like that Noir but with different colors, I believe. The infograph modular, that has tons of stuff on it. Kaleidoscope, liquid metal, meridian, your Mickey Mouse watch face, modular compact, motion, numerals duo, numerals mono, and then of course photos. We have a Pride analog watch here. And I was just told I was sliding out of the screen. A Pride digital watch face. Let's see, what else in here? Simple, Siri watch face, solar dial, that's been in there, right? Or is that new? I think we're thinking that might be new. Solar graph, time lapse, Toy Story, utility, vapor, extra large, and that's the end of it. Now each of these also can be customized. So if you go into one of these, let's say this gradient one right here, you can then push, tap customize, and you can swipe across to choose the style. So I think this is moving where the gradient sits. Like, is it sitting on the hour and minute? Is it on hour, minute, and second? or just at the bottom. So sort of choose how separated your gradient is on this one. Full screen gradient, circular gradient, and if we go to the end, complications are not selectable in full screen mode. So if I go into the circular, then I can set up some complications around the edge of this particular watch face. There are so many watch faces, tons of customization, so I don't think this video is going to go through all of those. And my watch is done. One of the things that I was wondering is, do I get that really cool Noir watch face? So it says my watch is ready. I'll go ahead and tap start. Again, slow animation to get there. I think it's just because it just got set up. Go in here. So I have, the very first one I have is this Hermès watch face. I don't think I get the Noir one. So that Noir is unique potentially to my wife's watch face. One thing she just asked me is whether or not the gradient can be turned into black on mine. So I'll go ahead and choose gradient, customize. I have an Hermès color, red, orange, clementine, apricot, peach, papaya. So answer is yes, we can change the color on it. And lots of different colors. It's going through all the Roy G. Biv colors here. Various shades of blue, indigo, purple, lavenders, pinks, reds, grays, whites, pebbles, pine green at the very end. Let me go the other way, see if there was a black at the top maybe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're literally called 1, 2, 3, 4, just in Roman numerals, and then the Hermès. So I do not get the Noir version of this watch face, but still lots of really cool customization that is available on these Apple Watches. The screens, they're supposed to stay on, right? So if I put this on, let me go ahead and do that real quick. I always feel like putting these on the first time is a little tight, but afterwards it definitely loosens up just like leather sort of does. So here I have the watch face on, and I can see that as I turn my watch away, this doesn't help you guys at all. It does just dim. It doesn't actually turn off. The other thing you can do on all Apple Watches is just sort of put your palm to it, and that turns the face off. But in this situation, we can actually see that instead of turning off, it is just dimmed. So the idea here is if you're working out or trying to do something, your watch face does not turn off. You're not actually missing anything while it's on your watch. So that's really, really nice. If there's a setting where that can be turned off, I don't know. Displays and brightness, always on. You can turn that off. So if you don't like the always on, you can turn that off. Hide sensitive complications. This is a feature that says, asks whether or not you want your heart rate, your calendar appointments, mail messages, those types of things to be hidden while your wrist is down. So sensitive data would not be visible even though the screen is always on, and that's an option that you have on there. If you're not too concerned about that personally, you can leave that off. I don't know if I'd be upset about somebody seeing my heart rate while I was working out. So I'm gonna leave that off, or yes, leave that off so that sensitive complications are visible. All right, so that is the Apple Watch 44mm Hermès with the always on display. And so if I sort of put my palm on the front of it, I thought that the display would stay on, but it didn't. Let's go into her settings. And displays and brightness, always on is on. Interesting. Okay, it's on right now. Touching it makes it brighter. It stayed on. I don't know why it was turning off those first couple times. Maybe it was just trying to figure out what it meant to stay on. So if it happens once or twice, don't stress about it. I'm sure it's just figuring itself out. It's technology. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. That is our unboxing and sort of first impressions of the Apple Watch Hermès. These things are beautiful boxes. They're beautiful watches. Super excited to have these. And again, I think the only reason I bought them is for your YouTube watchers who wanted to sort of see what it would look like to open these up and see what came in the boxes. Thank you so much, and think about liking our videos and subscribing. Something my wife noticed while we were packing this up about this space black pen. It used to be that it was an option that you would get a space black pen if you wanted. Otherwise, you could get a stainless steel pen. It looks like now they all come in space black if you get the black band. On the back though, something that is unique on this particular one is that it says engraved right here, Hermès Apple Watch. So this is unique to this particular watch. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed those unboxings. Thank you so much. Cheers.